Okay, let's start the show. I think we have enough hand. Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody. If you can hear me, just let me know in the comments that you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me, let me know. I have some people waiting in the studio. I have Walter Uwen. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comments. Just type, I can hear you. So we'll be sure that we have audio locked down. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. All right. That's Daniel Odenigbo. Daniel Odenigbo, you're welcome. Let me just do a quick run through. Walter, if you can hear me, I'll just do a quick run through of what the agenda is. And then, fantastic. I see your hand. Fantastic. We'll just do a quick run through of what the agenda is, and then we'll come back and admit those people into the studio. In case you are joining us and you would like to be part of the studio discussion, I'll share the link in the pinned comment or somewhere in the comment. I'll just put it in the pinned comment so that people can. Let me just share that now. I'll copy the link and okay, so that's the link for you to join us live in the studio. So like I said, let me just quickly run through what is going on. Today, we were told that there's going to be June 12 mass protests planned by over 120 civil society organizations, which is actually good news because since the federal government actually secured the court order against NLC, stopping them from going on protest and going on strike, I think they have not been able to secure such against the civil society, and that makes it a good thing. And what better day to do it than on Democracy Day, June 12? The suffering is really biting hard and biting hard on many people. So, beautiful protest is going on across the 36 states and the FCT in Abuja. I think for Abuja, it's starting at the Unity Fountain in Maitama. So if you're around Abuja, please spread the word and try to join us at the Unity Fountain. We'll keep you posted on that. We'll definitely keep you posted on that. So some questions that we need to ask. And then at the end of the day, we want to push positions. How do we spread the message? One, and what steps do we take in addition to the protests that is already being proposed to reverse this hike in fuel price increase? So that's our agenda for today. I'll just admit Walter into the studio, and then I'm going to also admit Olufemi. Okay, so let's start the talk. The protest. Is the protest enough? Will it be effective in reversing the... Yes, I can hear you, Walter. Who is saying Ibola? Hello? Anyway, so we want to look at it. Will the protests of tomorrow, will it be able to reverse the pump price of fuel, or what is the aim? Why are we protesting? We need to let people know. Why exactly are we protesting? If you can hear me, Walter, please turn on your mic and let's hear your own opinion.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm Walter. I'm from Warri, Delta State, but I'm currently in Benin now. We're going to Lagos tomorrow morning. So I want to start by commending. I've watched several of your videos before I saw this one, and I will really say, may God really give you the strength, the courage, and the protection. We need more of you to make Nigeria great. For the protest.
Thank you.
For the protest, yes, because we don't know if the outcome yet, but I want to strongly believe that we start everything with one step. So like the NSAS protest, it started like a film, a mirage, like don't mind them. They underrated the whole system. But at the end of the day, if not that they sabotage it, would have really achieved something. So I would say let's start with the protest. And I would recommend other ones because I know only the protest cannot really give us our goal. I know that for sure. They will try to come again and again and again to pressure us and to make people back off. But I want to suggest, as we've started this group, my opinion is that we still go down the main victim, which is the road users, the keke riders, the taxi drivers, because they are they are not suffering alone, but they are the first victim. They buy it from the filling stations. So if we can disseminate this information to them that subsidy is really a fraud, that there's nowhere, nothing like subsidy before, let alone they want to add to the pump price. I believe if they join us, though they might not be the leaders, but just like the NSAS, we have so many boys, so many youths, but they have in every region, you have a leader, which you and I know that some of the comedians, the celebrity, we are funding, we are doing things, they were not fighting, try to organize them. But the real protesters were the youth. So I think if we go out there after the June 12th, I know we'll start something there. But I know it will not, we can never achieve our aim there. So we go to the streets, telling these road users, some of them believe the subsidy is really a good thing that Tinubu wants to do. But I would say you are doing more than that. Letting people know that it's not enough. That subsidy you are saying is good, is good, is good. If you know the truth, you will not even say there's subsidy for the first place, that they should add to the price. Some of them believe that adding to the price will remove the word subsidy scam, but they don't know that they are going into another kind of scam, another redesigned scam. So my suggestion is that let's start this first and let's go out there to the street to propagate. If it is billboard, if it is flyers, if it is like, let's do it like the Jehovah's Witness campaign. One gate to gate, telling them at the best of your knowledge, if it is pidgin, anything you want to speak, for them to understand that subsidy is really a scam. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We have other people in the house. Aside from you, Walter, Olufemi, can you hear me? Olufemi, if you can hear me, you can unmute your mic. We also have Uzo, also in the house. Olufemi, if you can hear us, can you give us your contribution? What do we hope to achieve, and how can we achieve it with the protests?
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead.
Please, for now, I didn't have a comment. I don't have any comments for now, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you. What about you, Uzo?
Yeah, good evening, sirs.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I know that we are just 9 minutes in, but I don't know if I missed what we're actually talking about.
You didn't miss much. We were just introducing it, and then we're asking the question. The protests have been arranged by over 120 civil society organizations. But the question is, what do we want to achieve with the protest? Are we protesting for protesting's sake? Or do we hope that, okay, with the protest, we can achieve certain milestones? Is it for us to reverse the pump price of fuel? Is that what we want to achieve? What is it? Because it is defining our purpose that will help us to take the message out there. Like Walter said, and Walter is very right. Many people think that the fuel subsidy actually existed and it is best that the fuel subsidy be removed. Many people believe it somehow. But the truth is, if we know the truth, we will see that there's no fuel subsidy in the first place, and that fuel subsidy and increase in pump price of fuel, they are two separate things. So, and I like the way they actually put it. I'm talking about the civil society organizations. Now, they actually put it and they separated the two. They called it fuel subsidy fraud and then increase in pump price of fuel. They are two separate things, because you can deal with the fuel subsidy fraud without increasing the pump price. Two separate things. So what can we achieve with the protests that we hope that we are starting tomorrow?
Okay. So okay, yeah, you've cleared it that the organization are looking at two different things. So for me, I think the major thing to push for is the fact that the fuel subsidy is a fraud. I don't know how God made me to come across your channel on YouTube, and when I listened to some of the expose that you made, it became much clear that we are not asking the right questions, and asking the right questions is actually going to open up a lot more and then help us to advance as a country. I think um, achieving the fact that the fuel subsidy itself is a fraud would help us to look into some other things, that are also tied towards it. Who are the people that are beneficiaries of this fuel subsidy, and then if they are actually saying they want to increase pump price of fuel because of fuel subsidy, who are those that are actually going to benefit, and how can we cut off those benefits so that the Nigeria as a whole can move forward. So, what I would like to ask now is, how is the protest kicking off? Is it going to be like a physical protest? Are people going to be required to show up, for it?
Yes, it's a physical protest. It's a physical protest, and the way the protest has been structured, because it's a combination of over 120 civil society organizations. The way it's been structured is that in different states, it's taking place at different locations. For Abuja, which I know of, is starting at the Unity Fountain. I know of that one. So, but for Water, for instance, who is talking from Warri, I think you said you're talking from Warri, yeah? I don't know where exactly, but we can find that out and then we can disseminate that information. But going forward, you raised some critical questions which we actually have scheduled.
Okay, thank you. So I am actually
Go ahead. Uzo, can you hear me? You can go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So you actually raised some questions that if we can answer them, it will give clarity.
Okay. I think there is a lag. Yeah, I think let's share.
Go ahead, Uzo. You can go on. Are you trying to listen from your phone? From YouTube at the same time? Just focus on the app itself.
There is a lag. So okay.
Watching from YouTube,
so
or you're watching from the link?
I'm actually using the app. Okay, it's online. I didn't really download the app per se.
You know what you need to do, Uzo?
I use the link. I opened it on my Chrome app.
Exactly. So mute the audio on your what is it called now? On your YouTube. Mute the audio on your YouTube.
There is a lag.
Mute the audio on your YouTube. You will see that the lag
I think,
will go,
or maybe should I leave and come back in?
Okay, fantastic. Let's do that. You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. So let's move on. You can leave and come back in. So Uzo actually raised some very interesting questions, and part of the questions that he raised are the questions that we actually have marked to deal with today. Is it really true that, according to what the oil marketer said when they went to visit Tinubu at Aso Rock in Abuja, the lady that represented the major oil marketers, Mrs. Winifred Akpani, she actually said that it is the people who are rich, the people who have jeeps, that are feeling the increase in price of the increase in pump price of fuel, that the poor people who do not have cars do not feel it. Is that true? So we have Uzo back. Uzo, can you hear us now? Hello, Uzo.
Oh, sorry. My mic was mute. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I think the lag is gone now. So what I was trying to contribute again is I think on our chat, the WhatsApp chat, we can get the locations where the protest is kicking off for each state, and then share it there so that anybody that is in whatever state the person is can always link up, you know, with the protest wherever it's happening. I'm calling in from Lagos, and I would you know, appreciate to know where it's going to start, you know, in Lagos.
Lagos, I think Lagos or Jota. I will verify before the end of this program. I will verify.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So,
all right. So before you go, Uzo.
Yeah.
Is it true that really it is the rich people that will feel the pinch of the increase in pump price of fuel? Because according to what this major oil marketer said when they went to visit Tinubu, they actually said that it is the people that have jeeps that will feel it, because they will now need to spend about 70,000 to fill their tank. And she actually said categorically that people who do not have cars will not feel it. They are not bothered by it. Is this true?
So I don't think so. The problem is, or the thing is, a lot of us as Nigerians, we are not privy to privileged information, and also the quality of education that we've gotten in this country has made us not to be asking the right questions, or to be seeing the things that are important. So you've already explained this. I've watched a lot of your videos on this, and it makes sense to me. If you say that is the rich person that is going to feel it, I don't agree in totality. So yes, the rich person will feel it, because definitely the person will be paying more for petrol. But what about the poor people? So if we wait vis-a-vis rich people, poor people, which one feels it the more?
Exactly.
You know, is the average man. Because for instance, now, ever since the fuel increments, I've not bought fuel in my generator. You know, that one is a no-go area. In fact, I've not even on the generator. I have fuel there left over from the previous pump price of fuel, but I've not put it on. Anytime that NEPA takes light, now everybody just sleeps. You get. So I've even been thinking of ingenious ways to tackle the problem. So what is the problem I'm having when there is no light? Is heat. So I went to buy this small rechargeable fan and put in my room. So when NEPA takes light, you know. So that is there. Then the cost of going to work, you know, for me has doubled. You understand? And salary still remains the same. And even if my company is so generous to increase my money, maybe because I'm kind of like in a supervisory role, what about the person that earns? There are people that earns that minimum wage of 30K. Their money is going nowhere. Nobody is increasing it. And imagine somebody that is earning that 30K and is not living within the area where his office or his factory is. You know, he has to be coming from another way. That's increase in pump price has hit his income directly, and it's a challenge for. We are not thinking about. Nobody cares, you know, and it's a problem. So to me, I don't think the rich people feeling it is a justification for putting more people into poverty, and then also increasing the level of frustration in the land, you know. So yeah, I don't think the rich people they feeling it is more than what the poor people will be feeling.
Okay, all right, thank you. Let me take the same question to Mex. Mex, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Do you think that the rich will feel it at all or lesser than the poor, according to what the oil marketers are saying? In fact, they have promised that they are going to put the right information out there. And because these people have billions, they are sponsoring information campaign on the mainstream media to tell people that the poor people will not feel it at all. It is the rich people that will feel it. Max, what's your opinion on this?
Yes, my opinion is very simple. That is absolutely false. Everybody, every Nigerian is feeling the heat, whether rich or poor. You know, they just brought out that narrative to confuse everybody, in my own thinking. Because from the exposition you have given, it is very clear that have been issued, they have been lying to us. So the first thing, in my own opinion, is to make everybody, the masses, know exactly what has been happening. What is actually the cost of this pump price? If everybody get to know that, even the labor will be able to be informed, to be able to discuss whatever they want to discuss with the government. You understand? But from the beginning, you see that we've been living in falsehood. And to me, that is absolutely very bad. It is very disheartening. You know, all this while, this issue of subsidy, whatever, has been shrouded in secret, in strong secret. Understood what until, you know, I was able to run into your expose, and then I was able to understand exactly what was happening. So I think the stakeholders should be made to let the masses hear their own view. Let them counter what you have exposed. You know, if they think that that is not correct. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's my view. So I feel that whatever that needs to be done, so that the people that claim that this thing is true, let them come and, you know, give their own view. Let the masses know the truth. Because from what you have said, you don't need any other divination to know what the truth is, in my opinion. So the narrative they are pushing up there in the public is just to confuse everybody. Everybody is suffering it, rich or poor. Whether you are using a better pass my neighbor vehicle or you are using Jeep, as long as you are not among the cartel that are enjoying it, you are also suffering it. Thank you. That's my opinion.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me move quickly to Toyosi. Toyosi, what's your take on this? Who is suffering it more, the rich or the poor?
Of course, it's the poor suffering it the most. Because right now, just like people who talked earlier said, salaries are not being increased. Imagine somebody earning 30,000 naira. And now, before the subsidy removal, the person has been spending like almost 35,000 naira, even more than that for transport. Now that there's subsidy removal, the person will be paying double the amount for transportation. So tell me, the person is suffering automatically, and that's not included of food stuff. You still have to pay for light bills, you still have to pay for security, water bills, and God help you, you have children that you have to pay for their school fees. And guess what? School fees will now be increased now. So I'm very sure the rich are not even feeling anything at all, because they have their companies to fall back on. Their companies are generating money for them. So there's nothing like the rich are suffering anything. It is the poor that will feel it the most, especially people that even struggling to like make ends meet. They will feel it. The poor though is the poor. The rich are not feeling anything, nothing like this. They are not even concerned. They're not even feeling it. They don't even know if anything is even happening. That's my take.
All right, that's interesting, and it's the truth. From the analysis I gave earlier, the rich actually are not feeling it. The rich, they are not feeling it. Whatever it is, they will just simply transfer the cost of it to their business. For somebody to be rich, the person probably has a business somewhere. Either it is a main business or a side business. So the cost will be transferred to the business, and the business will transfer the cost to the customer. And who are the customers? Still the poor people. So at the end of the day, this whole notion that it is the rich that will suffer it, the poor, they are not affected because they don't have cars, that is simply not true. Let's go to another question. What happened to our refineries? These are questions that nobody is asking. We know that the refineries were working at 30% before APC came in 2015. They were working at 30%. And APC promised back then that they were going to increase the refining capacity to at least 70%. Now, the refining capacity is actually zero, despite spending over 20 billion US dollars. Now, I'm not the one saying it. It was the governor of Nasarawa State, who happens to also be an APC person, that said it himself on Channels TV, that in the past 8 years of APC, they spent over 20 billion US dollars doing turnaround maintenance on our refineries. Meanwhile, Dangote, in less than 7-8 years, fixed or built a brand new refineries with the help of also our money, because about $2.7 billion of Nigeria's money, your money and my money, they are also put there to support him. So what do we do? How do we get our refineries up and running? Who's going to take on that? Walter, are you going to take on that? How do we get our refineries up? How do we get the government to tell us the state of our refineries and what is being done to bring it up?
Okay, Mr. Moderator.
Yep.
You didn't ask me about the first question you asked them, whether the rich or the poor, who suffers most. So,
sorry, who is talking here now? Is it Max or
it's
Uzo?
It's me, Walter.
Okay, but I started with you now, Walter. Okay, take on the question then.
Okay, like let me just bring this little analogy. When the rain falls, it falls on everybody, and some set of people ask umbrella because they are wealthy to buy umbrella, or they are rich to buy umbrella, and others does not have umbrella at all. But the rain falls on everybody, whether the sinner or the righteous one, and you have an umbrella. Even though the level of rain is the same coming from the sky, but because you have an umbrella, it can shield you from being wet than your next neighbor who could not afford an umbrella. That is just what the subsidy will do. Then coming to the refinery, I saw it, I think 2 days ago, or yesterday, that Nigeria APC government spends over 19 billion on the refineries. And I also learned that Dangote built a new the biggest refinery in Africa with that same amount, 19 billion. So the question I asked myself is that, and you are doing turnaround maintenance with a whole 19 billion. Okay, let's say you spend the 19 billion and you turn the 4 refineries around. So I don't think it's justifiable to say you spend 19 billion when somebody built a new one with 19 billion. But now they are telling us that Port Harcourt will start by November or December, and the other 3, nothing to talk about. I think this move we are doing, you started with this Refresh Nigeria now, and the one they will do it on the 12th, which is some few hours from now, is the beginning of the pressure we will mount on the government to make our refinery work. Because, and I want to believe they should hold Buhari and the APC government accountable. I think they should probe them, because they cannot just give us that they spend 90 billion for even turnaround. That is a fraud itself. Let alone, no one is working except the one they are promising us, and we don't even know whether it will work or not. So to me, I think this is the right step. Everything, every fight, every freedom starts with protest, and I think we are on the right track. If only we can tell our next door neighbor that this is the truth and we must fight for freedom. Thank you.
All right. So sorry about that and this thing. We still need to answer this question on we need to answer this question on this protest, because like we discussed on the platform, we need to do more than protest. What do you think we can achieve? Can we reverse the price of fuel with this protest? Can we? Is it possible? Is it achievable? And how do you think we can do that?
Bros, it's very, 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 very possible. If we revolt, we say no, we cannot even. Let's just start like you tell everybody in your area, and they say no because we want NSC wanted the protest. You use a court injunction. to stop them. That means both the government and the court are the wickedness. Now, if you say we will not even buy fuel, we will not even buy. If you are selling like this, we shut your filling station down. Anyhow, we can do it. If we come outside to say nobody should buy fuel at this price. If we do that in Warri, you do that in Lagos, you do that in Benin, you do that in Abuja, don't you think it's a chaos already? They cannot, if police stations have been built because majority are working with the law. If majority disobey the law, there's no amount of police station that can arrest everybody. So I think protest is the best thing. The court will not judge for them because they are part of the elite. One way or the other, the one way or the other, they give them, I don't know how they do it, but they are part of the elite. So the masses now, the populace who are the direct victim of this wickedness, we say, no, we own Nigeria. We will not buy fuel at this price. Unless you sell at this price, we will not buy. And if you can convince everybody not to buy, I think they cannot sell. Thank you.
Okay, Uzo, are you there? Can you give us your own take? Can we reverse the price of fuel with the protest starting tomorrow?
In fact, my country makes my heart bleed. So the truth is, like the other speaker that spoke, if we go that route, we kind of like is instigating violence, and I don't think we are there yet. So why I don't think we are there yet is this. There's a colleague of mine at work. I was speaking to him about this whole subsidy stuff, and the whole thing that transpired during the elections and how the process was in shambles. And this guy is a learned guy, and he's like, okay, is it, why are you telling me this? Is it because of Obi? Obi is not a saint, you know. So what proof do I have? After all, it's in court. Let the court decide. And even for themselves, they've moved past that the subsidy, didn't Obi say is going to remove subsidy? That is the same thing, you know. So we have a lot of us that are supposed to be learned or that are even learned, but they've fallen in love with the shackles that our leaders has placed on them. So we don't have one voice. And doing this stuff that you want to do, or that the previous speaker said we need to do, yes, it will reach results, but we need to have one voice. And I tell you that there are a lot of us that are still, I don't know the state, I will call it, the state of mind that I will call it, if it's in a dream state or they just love to be enslaved, you know. So what I think we can do is this, for example, now this movement that has started, first we need a focal point, or as in, I mean, somebody at the head or a group of people. If we don't want it to be just one person, a group of people, yes, then like what you are doing now, posting videos to bring awareness. So such things will continue. People are brought into forums like this, like the WhatsApp group, and this kind of discussions, and then we are constantly liking, you know, such videos for it to be shared. And then those of us that have this mindset, you know, once we come into this, that doesn't have the information, once such people can come into the into such information, and then that population grows, you know. And for instance, now this your refresh Nigeria is not just having, most times when I go to see the video, I'm just seeing about 100 and something, 200 and something at max. You know, we are having like 100,000 views, 100,000 comments, you know. Then we know that yes, we are gathering that kind of momentum. Then I believe that we'll start to make the kind of change or impact that we need. Because the truth is that when I look at this whole situation, I think Nigeria, what we need right now is a messiah at that helm of affairs. If not, the whole way the thing is looking at me is like it's like these guys, they have a coven and they've discussed with the devil, and the devil has given them the grand plan, and they're executing this grand plan. And if you are not there in their midst, forget, you can't really influence what is coming. So if I should go to this question that you just asked now, that what happened to our refineries, I was trying to meditate on this whole happenings. Okay, there is nothing like fuel subsidy. Buhari has not paid fuel subsidy since 2022 or 2021 or thereabout. If there is really something like fuel subsidy, I'm imagining a business, because I work for a company, our annual revenue, revenue is not up to 100 billion. So if somebody is owing a company, how many trillion did they say? 2 points or 3 point something trillion, and nobody is shouting. That means the money, either the money is free money or the money has no effect. So to me, I believe that subsidy doesn't exist. They don't have any explanation for it. So if somebody now come now and says that he's increasing pump price because another person has built a private refinery, who stands to benefit? You understand? So if this guy has built a private refinery, what is supposed to be the competition? It's our own national refineries. So if that is the competition, as a layman or a lay businessman, why don't I just kill the competition? You understand? Kill the competition, put my money in the private refinery, then make that private refinery a monopoly so that I can benefit. So this is what I see that our leaders are doing with us, the whole 200 million of us. They want to turn us to their slaves. I work for my hard-earned money, and then I'm spending that money on fuel, which is enriching a few of the leaders that are supposed to be the ones that are charting a better future for me. I am working now to be buying fuel, to be contributing, because every fuel I buy, I contribute to Dangote. I contribute to one corrupt leader. You understand? So if I say I don't want to buy a car, I don't want to buy fuel, I pay exorbitant price for transportation. I'm working for my hard-earned money. I'm putting it there, which is enriching these few people. So to me, I don't think that refinery is going to work even under Tinubu's regime, because I feel he's a part of it. I don't think it's going to work even under his regime, because I feel if he's not a part of it, when he entered there, you shouldn't be having meeting with a Emefiele that has wrecked this country. He had a meeting with him and then came up with another idea to devalue the naira. So I'm even thinking, okay, if they say people are going to be importing, fuel, when you devalue the naira and devalue the naira and devalue the naira, why would I go and import fuel? Because if I import fuel, I would definitely make a loss. You understand? So I don't know who gave them this idea, but I think this set of politicians, this set of leaders we have, they are just out to ruin everybody in this country.
Thank you, Uzo. Thank you, Uzo. Let me, before I go to you, Max, I want to just say something about what Uzo said. He said we need a messiah. Actually, that's part of the problem. We are looking for messiahs. No single individual can save Nigeria. There's no messiah that will save Nigeria. Part of the reasons why a lot of people supported Peter Obi, it's not necessarily because Peter Obi is a messiah, kind of. It's because Peter Obi is somebody that, had a mindset that was anti-corruption. And people felt like, okay, it's somebody that can be rallied around. Not necessarily because of messiah. I think this messiah complex is what they are using to program us. That's what they are using to keep us down, to make us feel like, oh, let's just manage until one good person comes and the good person will just save Nigeria. That's not going to happen. I see a lot of the things that are happening that the pastors are doing now, trying to tell people that, oh, okay, yes, if it's not the will of God, Tinubu will not sit on the throne, but if it's the will of God, he will get there. And now they are trying to get people to fall in line to say, oh, okay, fine, he has been sworn in, so it's the will of God. All those kind of things are using this messiah in complex to say, okay, we need somebody that will save us, and God will do it. We ourselves as the people, we have responsibility. We have responsibility, and the earlier we realize this, the better. Look at what happened today now with was it today or yesterday, day for yesterday, that Sirika, the former Minister of Aviation, came and started talking about how the chairman, House Committee on Aviation, asked for 5% so that they can carry him along and all that. A lot of connivance is going on at different places between the ministers, between the House of Rep, and even in the judiciary. So if we are looking at one person to come and correct everything, we'll be forced to do what we are doing now, which is fold our hand and hope and pray that one person will come and save us one day. I don't know, but that's just how I feel about it. So let's go on very quickly to Mex. Mex, can we reverse this fuel price with the protest?
Well, I think it can be reversed, but we need to do a lot of sensitization. You know, it's only when people are sensitization. It's only when people are informed and they know the reason why they should embark on protest that they will actually come out. It's not something that few people will do. You see, from what we have started already doing, you know, the issue of exposing this corruption that has been hidden for years, you will find out that if many people, if it's pushed to the public and many people come to know about it, in fact, nobody wants to be deceived the way we are being deceived. But because many people are not informed, like myself, I was not really informed until I ran into your video. You see, we need to make sure that this video should move to different, groups. Let people get to know about it. See, truth, you can't hide truth any day. Just like you said earlier on, I think P2B, I don't see him as a messiah, but because if you listen to him talk, you hear that somehow he tried to be open. He tried to match certain things with statistics. And that is what people want to hear. But here now, nobody tells you anything. Like the last speaker said about the refineries. It is very simple. From the exposition you have given so far, it is very simple to understand that their aim is just to kill this so that the monopoly can continue and they continue to exploit the poor masses. If their intention is real, they would have allowed competitors to be there. Since they said they were doing turnaround maintenance, the refineries are supposed to be working. Then the private, even the one they talk about modern refineries, they give people their licenses. We didn't hear anything about it again. So I think what we need to do is to push this exposition to get to everybody. The moment most people get to know about this, you find out that you don't need to waste so much time to gather people to do the needful. We don't need to wait for any one messiah to come and liberate us. We are going to liberate ourselves. You know, until we become restive and agitated in the situation they put us, we will not be able to achieve anything. But the only way we can achieve that, it is only when many people are aware. They know actually what is happening. And you don't need to convince them. They will wholeheartedly join the trend. That's my opinion. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's move on quickly to Victor because I don't want this broadcast to be more than 1 hour. So we'll just rush through. Victor, if you can hear us, can we reverse the fuel price with the protest?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead. Let us have your opinion.
All right. Yes, quickly, I'll just contribute. I'll start from yesterday. Because I was typing yesterday.
Okay.
Now, the truth is this. We have, like I said yesterday, I don't know if you remember, I said we just need videos, shorter videos, because I actually downloaded the longer version of it and I couldn't upload it on my IG. So I had problem with it. So I just need shorter videos so we can propagate it so that more people can know. And regarding if the protest can reverse the fuel price, surely, but we have to be aware. We have to. Yesterday I mentioned Serbia and Poland. They don't have 20 heads. It's still the same human beings. This is not a matter of messiah. We don't need messiah. You see, I drive on both platforms, and every day when I talk on the platform, it's as though I am the only one talking. You understand? People, most times when they want to contribute, they will still refer to the subsidy. There is no subsidy. I don't want to keep hearing it. There is no subsidy. You need to understand that there was never a time they pay subsidy. Forget about that thing. See, it's in our head. They put it in our head. So we start running with that claim that there was a subsidy payment somewhere while they were just busy looting the money. It's just in our head. It does not exist. It's just in our head. So we need to let people know. That's where the place of these videos, the bullet points. I love the part where you did about the documents, where you were explaining it. See, that bullet point can actually do the damage. Everybody would know. See, this one will do more than what said that. We don't need to fight. We don't need to. Some people will say, soldiers, they will come and keep people. I say it's a lie. When there are more people, nobody will shoot. See, there will be no arms because the people are much. The people are much. See, this country is in our hands. We have prayed. God has heard us. We need to move as a people. This is not the time for God to come. He has answered. We need to move now as a people. The problem is we are just too docile. We want one person to go out. One of the reasons why it is wrong for one person to stand out now, because that person can be captured and everybody will run back in fear. But if everybody comes out, nothing will happen because the people are too much. It's not like the NSAS where they see when the people come out, nobody can hijack it. You know what is 500,000 people, 1 million people come out in a city? In a city. Come out. This is not, we are telling the government, see, nothing should happen in this state. We want a change. It is not about reversing it back to the 189 they were selling. See, we cannot be inside the river and we'll be looking for saliva to wash our eyes because there is soap. We have the crude. Why are we suffering for what we have? We have crude. Now, with the emergence of Dangote's refinery, we should forget about modular refinery because Dangote had done it with the cement. So we know what is going, we know the antecedents. It's the same thing that's going to replicate itself. All the politicians already have shares in that company. So I told somebody recently, I said, all the governors came together in the governors forum and said, fuel cannot be sold less than 500 naira per liter long ago. Because they have shares. It's a deliberate thing. They want to sell it to us beforehand so that we will not say, oh, this is. But coming to understand that there's a document, the NNPC document is saying 80 to 90 naira. That's the cost of fuel. Why are we buying it at 145 naira for God's sake? Why should we buy it for 145 naira for God's sake? We have this thing. We cannot be suffering what we have. See, I told a friend of mine, I said, the UAE and Saudi Arabia put together, they should still be below us as Nigerians. We should be enjoying more than they are doing right now as Nigerians because this is not somebody's property. God gave it to us. We came and met these things here. Why are we suffering? Why are some people just amassing these things? See, when you calculated that money, every time I think about it, what these people steal from us on a daily basis in the guise of fuel subsidy, my head explodes. Every time, my head explodes. So I'm just suffering for nothing. And one man is just using what I'm supposed to be enjoying and just keeping. They are not even investing it here in Nigeria. That's the sad part.
Victor,
please. One thing I would like you to do for us, please. I would like those videos. Those videos.
We'll cut them short. We'll cut them short, like you suggested. We've actually started on it. We'll cut them short. But I like that you're just hitting on a lot of points. You're just hitting on a lot of points. I know what to do. All the stuff that we're raising now, we're going to cut them out and so that people can hear. A situation whereby it is only one person that is saying it, it becomes as if the one person even has a hidden agenda. But when everybody is saying it, then it carries more weight and more power. And in fact, it becomes more difficult for the government to simply buy that person and shut the person up. You understand? That was the reason for the success of the NSAS. And many times we don't know it. And we have learned from the NSAS. We
Yes.
know now that it is possible that when the protest starts tomorrow, it is possible that they are going to send thugs to come and disrupt it. So we have planned for it. In fact, what we have arranged is, as the protest is going on, we will have people going ahead and have people coming way behind. And then we have people with drones. Everything is going to be so techy this time around. And we are going to capture every event. We are going to capture faces of people that are going to perpetrate or try to disrupt the peaceful protest. We want to show these people that really we have brains. Because right now, they just think that every Nigerian is just dumb and stupid. You understand? That's what they think. And I like that you're hammering on it. And you said a whole lot of things. You said a whole lot of things. But let me just quickly move to your seat, because this is 51 minutes. I want us to just do this thing within 1 hour so that we can rest well and see what we can do tomorrow. So, yeah, see, what do you think? Can we reverse and bear in mind what has been said by everybody so far? From what I can read, if we put our heart to it, we can convince those people who are lukewarm to also join in, and then we can achieve a lot. But let's hear your opinion. Do you think we can reverse the fuel price with the protest? Toyosi?
Well, to me, I just feel, don't you guys think that these governments are deliberate? Like, they're intentional about this fuel subsidy removal. And let's not forget the kind of government we are dealing with. Like, we know how they got there. Even before he became the president, he said he was going to remove subsidy. Whether we like it or not, he's going to remove it. When in actual fact, we all know it's a fraud. It doesn't exist. And again, they went ahead to remove the fuel subsidy even before the expiry date. We were told that Buhari's government still had provision till the end of June. They did not wait till the end of June before they remove it. It's intentional. And now people are now revolting that it's too high, we cannot take it, we bring it back to normal. They did not say anything. NLCT used to say they were going on strike. They have to go through the courts to go and bar them. Like, they must not go on that strike, because they know if NLC and TUC go on strike, they know what is going to happen. They will have to just bring the fuel price down. But they know they are not ready to do it. So they are very deliberate and intentional about their actions. So even if we protest from now till tomorrow, they know what they will do. We all know that this thing is fraud. We all know what, the kinds of lies behind it.
Are you saying we shouldn't protest?
See, I'm not saying we should not protest, but I'm not seeing it helping any matter. That's just my own opinion.
So what will help any matter?
Right now, I really don't know, because just like I said, we know how this government came to be. So these people are prepared. Anywhere you want to go, they are ready for you. If you don't want to go through the software, they are ready with basketballs for you. So what do? I'm at that crossroad. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Because these people, they are strategists. Forget it. They have strategies among them.
Okay, hold on. It seems like you're one of those people who I speak with often who have broken spirit.
I am broken, I won't lie.
Outdone. Yeah. Why would you? I don't think. Let me give you this my own opinion now. I respect yours, but I don't think that they are so invincible that despite the fact that Tinubu said that no matter how we protest, he will remove fuel subsidy. Yes, he can go ahead and remove fuel subsidy. It doesn't exist in the first place. But that does not necessarily need to mean that he must increase the fuel price, the price of petrol. He doesn't. The fuel subsidy does not exist. Look at what happened. Before now, 2022, they said they spent 4.4 trillion naira. Half year 2023, they said they spent 2.7 trillion. Now look at it. If you put that together, that's more than enough money. If this present government of Tinubu is serious about getting money to develop Nigeria, you can recover that money and develop Nigeria, because they were not paying it. And I'm not the one saying it. It was the NNPC Group CEO that said it himself, that they were not paid any subsidy money. Yet, we were told that they paid that money in 2022. And even before then, so who received the payment? If they went after those people, they can reclaim it. I think we should have high spirits. Let's not just think that these people are so invincible. They are not. If we come out and we do the protest in in one mind, like Victor said earlier, we can actually achieve results. So how do we need to go about this is what we should be discussing. Yeah, go ahead.
We all know what will happen. Taking lesson from NSAS, just like the other speaker said, these protests might be hijacked.
We have put plans in place to make sure that even if they try to hijack it, we will counter it, because it's the element of surprise for them. And the fact that you are not able to get evidence that can be presented in court. We even made this mistake when we're during the elections. All the evidence that people have, emotions apart, there are evidence that you can present in court. You are showing evidence that ballot boxes have been destroyed. You didn't show when the person was destroying it, and you didn't show the face of the person clearly, because you were running for your life. And so that evidence, yes, you can play it on social media, you can whip up sentiments, but it cannot be tendered in court. And the same thing happened with the NSAS. So right now, we are coming out with drone. People are going ahead, people are coming ahead. So if they are bringing their people, the people are not spirits. They are going to come from somewhere, and our spotters would have spotted them, whether from the front or from the back. And once they do, our drones are in the air, and we are live streaming it. Technology has gone beyond what these people are doing now, thinking they can intimidate us with thuggery. No. I can put a drone in the air, and the drone will be live streaming what is going on, capturing the faces, and I can zoom with the drone. So when we put these kind of measures in place, we can counter whatever things they have planned. If they are strategies, nobody carries strategies from heaven. We can strategize.
Well,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no harm in trying.
Let me move on to Uniforce very quickly, since we're running out of time. Uniforce, what is your take?
Let me not waste much of time. It's possible that we can achieve something from there. I mean, there is nothing not doable. Just like you said, if NSAS fade, I think it's just a matter of reinforcing. Just like you said, you spoke about drone and all that. But there is something I want to ship in here. When the other speaker was talking, he spoke about, you told him about certain things that we are not paying attention to. Like we hope that God will do everything. We are expecting the Messiah and all that. But the thing is that we cannot be waiting for a Messiah. There is no Messiah that is going to come from anywhere. The responsibility on us as Nigerians, we need to really take it upon ourselves and do something about it. We have to. And there is this section of the Constitution, which is section 110 of the Constitution. I think it's high time we start to put that Constitution into play. That has to do with recalling House of Rep members and all. You understand? Because if you see this, there are issues that that the House of Rep members are supposed to be talking about. For instance, this issue of subsidy that we are talking about now. The people that are representing us, you hardly see any of them coming out to say anything, because they are part of the whole thing. You understand? So it's high time we put that aspect of the Constitution into a function, so that we can be recalling all these people that are not doing anything for us. So all the best for us Nigerians. I believe that we can achieve something. So that's it.
Fantastic. That section 110 that you talked about, I think we should just quickly take a look at it. It says, let me see, a member of the House of Assembly can be recalled. We need to go and look at it very quickly, and it will really, really be helpful if we have much information on it. All right. So not a problem. Very quickly. Thank you guys. But let's not forget, this can be achieved. We can come out and protest and reverse the price. Nobody's against increase or no increase. But before you increase, what is informing the subsidy in the first place? Is it not that, we cannot refine in Nigeria, that's why we're having to import, and because we are importing, we have to pay subsidy? Is that not why? So I would have thought that any government who has the interest of the people at heart, like Tinubu says he had when he gave that speech and says, don't choke, let the poor breathe. If really that is true, that he has the interest of the people, the first thing he should look at is Why are our refineries not working? And then if you fix the refineries and the refineries are producing and Dangote Refinery is working, there's competition. But if our refinery is not working and you are asking Dangote to refine and sell to us, that's oligopoly. That's monopoly. And by the time you add all those other people, it becomes oligopoly. All right. So Godwin says he has an idea. Godwin, can you join the... there's a link. This link, there's a link you can use to join the stream. So if you have an idea, you can just join the stream and quickly just give us the idea before we go. I've sent the link again. If you can see, you can use it to join. All right. So I was saying that if we fixed our refineries, then there will be no need for importing and there will be no need for subsidy. And what you would have done by fixing the refineries, you would have created jobs. All the 10 distillates. There are 10 distillates from refining crude oil. We are not getting 7 of them. It's only 3. Now, those other 7 could have helped to boost our economy, create jobs. But we are missing out on them because we're not refining. But we cannot rely on Dangote because it's a private firm. It wants to maximize profit. So if there is the state refinery and Dangote and others, then we can have true competition. But if not, it's just oligopoly and to just be those elites deciding the price, just like we have seen in the cement industry. All right. I'm not seeing you, Godwin. Godwin, if you can just join so we can take your idea before we go. If not, we just shut down this this stream. Okay, so people, thank you very much for your time today. If you have not liked this stream, please like it. If you have not shared it, please share it. That's one way to get YouTube, to get Facebook, to get Twitter, to push it to more people. If we don't do that, it will just be talking and talking. Okay, so I have a lot of comments here too. Okay, we'll read them later. We're not able to get Godwin. I've not seen him. So probably this stream, we'll continue it tomorrow to give updates about how the protest went and what we're achieving and what we can do going forward. All right, thank you very much. If you have any questions, you have the platform. You can ask your questions in the platform. But for now, thank you for your time. We'll continue tomorrow. Do have a wonderful night.